Hi YouTube in the future. We are playing some Blue Red Delver here on stream. And yeah, let's just get into it. So Blue Red Delver. Card number 1. Delver of Secrets. Pretty famous card. Everyone knows what it does pretty well. Sprite Dragon is our other threat. 1 mana, or 2 mana, 1/1, flying, haste. Gets big when you cast spells. I'll have a couple Snapcaster Mages up here. They're just hanging out. 8 draw spells and Opt and Serum Visions, and Lightning Bolt as our little bit of removal. Just a touch. Just a smidge. And the rest of the deck is counter spells. We have Spell Snare, counters anything that's converted mana cost 2. Deprive, which is 2 mana, counter anything, but you pick up a land when you do so. We'll come back to that. Full 4 Force Negation, full 4 Archmage's Charm. The 3-drop slot is just counter spells. And then we're wrapping up with 3 Cryptic Commands on the top end. Mana base is super simple, except we have 4 Mystic Sanctuaries. Mystic Sanctuary and Deprive. It's kind of a combo. It kind of does things. It's pretty cool. You can, in the late game, kind of use Deprive to keep buying back your Mystic Sanctuaries. So you cast Deprive, counter spell, pick up your Mystic Sanctuary, play your Mystic Sanctuary, pick Deprive back up, or Archmage's Charm, or Cryptic Command, or Force Negation, or Lightning Bolts, or whatever you want. It's great. Magic's fun. We got sideboard here. 3 Aether Gust, kind of required for all these green decks running around. Uros. Abrades for any sideboard decks. We have 3 Cleansing Wildfire here for the mana decks. You know, hit Field of Ruin, hit Tron lands, stuff like that. The important things. The Titan decks are only running like 1 or 2 Valakuts nowadays, so hitting one of those might be nice. 2 Fry for the control matchup to deal with their Planeswalkers. 2 Anger the Gods for, you know, small creature decks. And 3 Relics for Graveyard Hate. That's our deck. That's what we're playing. Let's play some Magic. Let's play some Magic. Modern Challenge. No, that's not what we want. I just want Modern League. There we go. No Modern Challenge. No, thank you, sir. Join. Then we got to bop on over here. Bop on over here. Bop on over here. Bop. Bop. Alright. Let's do it. We are playing on New Year's. So the countdown above my head right here is how long it is until we hit the year of 2021 in Mountain Standard Time. Which is cool. I like it. It's fun. It's not updating. I just looked at that. I would love to play first. Thank you for asking. Please update, sir. Don't freeze on me. All right. 1 land, an Opt, and a bunch of 3-drops. Probably not good enough. Giganta, so probably Tron. Tron is pretty big into Giganta recently. This hand's. I think against, we're gonna have to read that this is Tron, and I think we keep this against Tron. Just counter spells for days against Tron is really good. Let's see, our opponent's down to 5. So now this Force Negation is going to be great against them. I don't know what else Giganta gets played in Modern. To be fair, though, I don't play Modern. I haven't played much Magic. This is us getting back into Magic. And this seems like a real fun deck to get back into Magic with. End step will Opt, looking for a land. We are playing 22 lands, which is fine, probably. Hey, look, it's Tron land. Chromatic Sphere. Do we just counter this? Do we just counter this? I don't think so. Let's make informed decisions, though. Let's go get a Steam Vents. Yep. We have a Steam Vents. And let's Opt. I don't think we want a tap land. That's much better. Alright. We'll let that go. We'll probably end up countering whatever... If they have like a Sylvan Scrying or something, that's what we'll counter. Spell Snare. Spell Snare is a great draw. I tell you what. Eventually we will need to find one of our Delver secrets or our Sprite Dragon to kill them. But we're just hanging out, you know? Hey, what are you eating? Don't eat things off the floor, you weirdo. Do we just deprive and pick up an island? I don't... We definitely counter this. We don't let this resolve. It's just, do we deprive and pick up our land? Or do we... I think we force... And I think we pitch the Spell Snare here. The reason we're doing this is because we want to hit our third land. Oh, they have the other Tron land anyways. Alright. Deck land. 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 That's not a land. Well, that's unfortunate. That is not what you want to see, chat. You want to hit the land. But they also want to hit the land. So, yeah. We're just going to throw a bolt at their face. Because, you know, why not? Why not pew pew a little bit? Just a little pew pew. And we drew our land. Alright. We are in a good spot here. Now we get to Archmage's Charm on their end step to draw 2 cards. Or we get to counter one of their spells. Chromatic Star. Honestly, I think we just kind of hang out. Pick up our island. Counter that. There's not a whole lot they can do here. Let's just keep them from doing things. Don't let them draw cards. Obviously their hand is full of gigantic beaters and things that they can't cast. So let's stop them from casting it. Optifine draw. We aren't going to cast it right now. We're definitely going to cast Archmage's Charm on their end step or counter something. And now we're just kind of looking for a finisher. We're looking for Delver, Sprite Dragon. Hits Natural Tron. Of course they do. Sure. This math checks out. Very cool. Very cool. Counter target spell, please. Thank you. Things got a lot worse when they Natural Tron us. We do have 3 Cleansing Wildfires on the board. Do we opt looking for our 4th land? I think we do. I'm going to look for a land. I'm going to be greedy. Sprite Dragon. So they had Tron, and the best thing they could do was cast Karn. I think their hand might not be the best right now. Maybe green spells of some kind. Or something. Or even bigger things like an Ulamog or an Ugin. So we're going to tap out here. Of course. We said they have something huge. That wouldn't have mattered anyways. Wouldn't have mattered anyways. If we had just held up counter magic there, it would have been dead anyhow. So let's bring in these Cleansing Wildfires. Bring out these Lightning Bolts. And that was kind of bad. That was not a good look for our deck. Oh, we brought out... Do we want to leave a bolt in? Bring in a... I think we bring in an Aether Gust because they do side in things like a Thragtusk. Aether Gust also tags Ancient Stirrings, also tags Sylvan Scrying. And I think it's just generally better than Bolt. The first Aether Gust is better than the last Bolt, I think. Another one lander, but with 2 Serum Visions, and it comes with a Cleansing Wildfire. I think we keep that. I think we keep that all day. I'm okay with this exchange. Opponent's mold to 6. Opponent molds to 5. It worked out for them last time, so, you know. Positives, opponent. Positives. They keep on 5. We cast our mismatched Serum Visions. Bottom both of those, I think. Heck. I hit the 6 on the right side of the keyboard because I'm used to using the number pad over here when I do stuff. But I need to hit the 6 on top of the keyboard. Yeah, let's just pew that. It's dead. And we drew a land. Nice. If we draw another land, we can snap a Cleansing Wildfire, which is good. I like Ancient Stirrings. What are you revealing? Revealing Urza's Tower. Okay. Ooh. That's a nice pickup. Alright. Here we're just gonna pass. Gonna pass, hold up Archmage's Charm. If they don't have anything to charm, we'll just draw 2 cards. Then we'll play Mystic Sanctuary, put the Cleansing Wildfire back on top of our deck. Blow up another Tron land. It'll just be lots of fun, you know? I will enjoy myself. I don't know if the opponent will enjoy themselves, but I'm gonna have a blast. Sylvan Scrying. How about no? The name of the game is Murder Your Lands, opponent. Stop you from finding your lands. Hopefully get a threat on board and kill you. Feel like I'm gonna sneeze right now. No, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's okay. Cleansing Wildfire is a card that I thoroughly enjoy. I've been playing with some Jeskai control in paper. Let's not misclick. Get an island. Opponent. Anyone have any fun New Year's plans? I'm guessing no one in my chat has fun New Year's plans because they're sitting here watching me play Magic. Also, I don't think there's anyone sitting here watching me play Magic. So we Mystic Sanctuary, put Cleansing Wildfire back on top of our deck, cast Serum Visions to get the Cleansing Wildfire, and then blow up the tower. These are all good plays. Mystic Sanctuary, a busted Magic card. I don't know what Wizards was thinking when they printed that. I don't know what Wizards was thinking when they printed. Do we want to start counting? We have Uro, we have Oko, we have Veil of Summer, we have Once Upon a Time, we have and we also have a Teferi, Time Raveler, and Narset. That joke was funny in my head, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. Opponents. Opponent. I feel like there's better locations for this stuff. Oh, hey, they have a Blast Zone. That's good to know about. It's very good to know about. I think I want this over here. I want me a wee bit smaller. Like there. Alright, do this. Pick back up the Cleansing Wildfire. Okay. Yes, I would love to use Mystic Sanctuary's ability. Thank you for asking. Cast Serum Visions. Draw Cleansing Wildfire. Put on bottom. Put on top. Cleansing Wildfire that. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Opponent is just chilling. Serum Visions. We're just looking for a threat right now is all we're looking for. We want to find a card that kills our opponent. End the game. Do they have Karn here? They just have Karn here. Man. That's nice. What are you getting? What do they get? So we can Trinisphere. So luckily, we have answers. Yes, we do. So I think they go Trinisphere. We go. Well, let's see if they tick down their. They tick up their Karn. Okay. Chromatic Star. Okay, sure. That's not. I'm not worried about that. Aren't casting the Trinisphere. Are casting the Trinisphere? I'm very confused about what our opponent's doing. Yes, they have mana. Trinisphere. So now we go... counter the spell. Bounce that Karn. Pay 4 manas for it. We untap. Just draw the Archmage's Charm like a champ. Pick up that Cryptic Command. Yes, sir. Pass the turn. Now we have Snap for counter spells. I think we're going to deprive here, pick back up our Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, dear opponent. Are you just passing? Oh, dear opponent. Okay, I will draw 2 cards. I'm okay with this. Target the Archmage's Charm. Stop moving, graveyard. I would like to draw 2 cards. This is my target. And we are in can't lose territory? I think we're in can't lose territory. Drew the Delver. Don't think we want to play the Delver with a Blast Zone on 1. That doesn't make much sense. Oh, now Blast Zone's on 2. Okay. Deal. Delver of Secrets. So now if we want, we can Mystic Sanctuary, put a card back on top of our library, and then that'll guaranteed flip the Delver. Which I think I'm okay with. I think getting a 3-2 down to start blasting our opponent is fun. Opponent's casting Karn. Counter target spell. Draw a card. Now we just put Cryptic Command back on top. Are you having fun, opponent? I'm having fun. I don't know about our opponent here, but we get the Mystic Sanctuary. We target the Cryptic Command. We get to use the Cryptic Command. We get to reveal the Cryptic Command that our opponent knows about to flip the Delver. We get to start beating our opponent's face in, and this is primo magic. This is what life's about. This is really all you need. Yeah, hold up our 1, 2, 4 counter spells. 4 counter spells, nice. What do you got, opponent? Paying 3 mana for something. Choke. Actually. Deprive. Pick up a Mystic Sanctuary. Counter that. Ooh. Alright. Our opponent scoops it up, which is wonderful. I wasn't thinking about it, but do we want some Abrades? They are a Karn deck. They've made it very obvious they're a Karn deck. I think I want some number of Abrades. Definitely over the Aether Gust. And the Spell Snare seems pretty narrow. It just looks like it hits the Sylvan Scrying, which is an important card to hit, but I think there's more important, so let's run it like that. Opponent's on the play. Let's see if they decide to mulligan. Choose to play first. They've mulliganed to 6. We are also mulliganing to 6. No lands. This hand's fine. We'll keep this. We'll put the Opt back, I think. Turn 1, we're going to Sylvan or Serum Visions. Sure. So the top 4 cards, we need a second land that comes into play untapped. Let's find out if we can find it. Top 5 cards, actually. Put on bottom, put on top. Cool. We have our answer, or we have our way to cast Cleansing Wildfire. Opponent has just turn 3 Tron. Or so they think. But it was me all along. I hit the tower on principle. The tower is what you gotta do. It's a complete guess though. They get another tower. Matt checks out. The tower turns into a forest. We draw a card. We have double Force of Negation up, which is good. Plus another Archmage's Charm. I would like to find another island so I don't have to play this Myxix Sanctuary out naked. Strawberry! What is up, my guy? How you doing? Girl? Strawberry, I don't know what you are. My person? How's it going? How's it going? Happy New Year Eve. I don't know what time zone you are in, but we are, as you can see from... Where are we? That way? Nope. That way. That way. That way. 5 hours away from New Year's for me. Playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering Modern. Opponent has an Urza's Tower. Sure. I missed you. I missed you too, Strawberry. And look at those wonderful emotes. That is Chloe. We're going to Force Negation this. How you been? You having a good time? Well, it was right to Force Negation the first one. I think it was right to Force Negation the second one. So we hemmed ourselves twice, but our opponent's just chilling now. We do need to hope they don't do anything we need a... Oh, never mind, we're good. We get to hold up our Archmage's Charm here. Opponent's on 4 mana. Dot, not Seer. Well, we counter that or else we lose it, so we'll counter. Chloe's a very good girl. Yes, she is. Chloe is passed the fuck out right now. She is on a whole nother world right now. What do we draw? Deprive. Deprive's a good draw. Because we get to Mystic Sanctuary, put back the Archmage's Charm. And now we have a counterspell up for next turn. And we get to pick the Mystic Sanctuary back up. Chromatic Star. Sure, I'm not countering that. Opponent should definitely be starring right now. I don't know why they do that. They always go to the second main phase. Draws another tower. Sure. All you need is love, love, love. Love is all you need. You know, most people have shrimps for humans. I need shrimps for my dogs. I may have to go soon. My Wi-Fi is ass and the stream isn't loading. That is all good, Strawberry. I just appreciate you stopping by, my friend. We counter that. We do it the correct way, though, and pick up this Mystic Sanctuary. I don't know what 3-mana spell they could have here. Hopefully it's nothing... Oh, they just put Giganta into their hand. Sure. Giganta into your hand is fine, opponent. Snappy is a pretty good pickup here. We are going to put Cleansing Wildfire on top, I think. We could snap the Cleansing Wildfire, but I think holding up to snap to Prive is better. They can play Giganta here, but we'll just snap to private. Cast. Boop, boop. Target the Deprive. Wait for the opponent to give us priority again. Pick up that Mystic Sanctuary. We now have a clock. We get to blast their mine with a Cleansing Wildfire. We actually get to do it twice. All we need is love, love, love. Let's Serum Vision probably play our Mystic Sanctuary. Bottom, top, Mystic Sanctuary. Let's pick up a Force of Negation here. We will attack, and we're in pretty good position here. Pretty good spot. They have a power plant, sure. They also have 6 mana. Luckily, it doesn't look like they have anything to do with it. We get to hold up counter spells. Next turn, we get to bop their power plant and hold up counter spell, which is all nice. If they don't cast anything this turn, we're going to Archmage's Charm to draw 2. Looks like they're casting something. Expedition map. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Get that out of here. We draw another Cleansing Wildfire. Which we're just going to throw at the power plant. The fact that these cards draw cards too, it's just, it's perfect. I'm not going to cast the Opt because we have the Archmage's Charm we want to leave up. They only play 3 basics. These Cleansing Wildfires are just Stone Rains now. 2 mana Stone Rains to draw a card, to be exact. They drew another one. With Archmage's Charm being the only counter we have in hand, we're going to Opt. Don't think we need that. Sprite Dragon's a good pickup. We just get to increase the clock just a little bit. Pass the old turn back. We're just hanging out, annoying our opponent, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Is now the time to fire off this Archmage's Charm to draw 2? I don't think so. We're gonna play another Sprite Dragon, and we're just gonna keep hitting our opponent. Keep on going. Again, if they don't cast anything, we have an Opt for their end step to buff everything. They might. They have 1 turn to draw something. If they don't draw something this turn, they're dead. Which is a good feeling. Let's Opt. Make our things bigger. Flooded Strand to the bottom. Let's Opt. Put lethal on board. And that's game. GG's. Heck yeah. Crushing Tron pretty well. Game 1, they just top decked really well. But games 2 and 3, the Cleansing Wildfires put in work. It was great. A+. Honestly, it feels really good beating up on Tron like that. When Magic was young, and by young I mean 4 to 5 years ago. I've always been a Jeskai Control player. Jeskai Control has just been my thing. Lures of the Dream Den. I think we keep this. Hold up off the Spell Snare on turn 1. Opponent's a Lurrus deck. Which means we probably bring in the Anger of the Gods here. Burn. They are a burn deck. Yeah. Update. I don't think the Spell Snare is going to be very good at all. It might be, though. You know. Our opponent might cast a 2-drop here. We'll find out. Maybe they're blue-red prowess. They have a Sprite Dragon of their own. They do not. Alright. Do they even have a second land? Oh, they have a Bobble. Yeah. Anger definitely coming in here. So they have a Bolt or something. And they're going to hit us for down to 10. Light up the stage? Nothing. Then why did you play... We have to bottom that. Ah, where's our red mana? Okay. Do we fetch Shock here to cast Sprite Dragon? 90% sure the answer is no. Yeah, the answer is definitely no here. We die if we do that, because we go down to 12. Why did you shock in a land, opponent? You a Death Shadow deck? Are they playing Scourge of the Skyclaves? Are they just attacking for 2? That makes no sense. I'm confused as heck by that play. They are a Scourge deck. We have a Spell Snare for that. Clean answers, chat. Clean answers. We like to see it. We like to see it. So we go ahead and get a Steam Vents tapped. We draw a Lightning Bolt. We're going to bolt one of these guys. And then Serum Visions? Do we want a second Cryptic? I want to say the answer is no. The answer is probably no. So next turn we could start leaving up Cryptic. Another Swift Spear, eh? Problematic indeed. They aren't hitting us for much, but they are doing some damage. What are the last 3 cards they have in hand here, though? Another Scourge? Death Shadow. That math checks out. Math checks out. Another Death Shadow? Another Death Shadow. Okay. Scalding Tarn can go on the bottom. We untap. We draw a Bolt, which isn't going to do a ton here. Don't have a Street Wraith? It's your last card? Okay. We can pick back up a Bolt. Pass the turn. Next turn, we hope they have no ways to deal damage to themselves. Don't have a fetch land, a shock land. They have a fetch land. Okay. So we're probably dead. Probably very, very dead. Taking 7 here. What is the last card you have in hand, opponent? So we're down to 3. We will bolt a Monastery Swiftspear. We will pick back up a bolt to kill another Swiftspear. We have Cryptic Command. And we'll see if Cryptic Command can drag us kicking and screaming through this game. They cast Thoughtseize. Alright. Counter target spell. Tap all creatures your opponents. Do we even want to counter this? We want to counter... Yeah, we'll counter tap. Counter tap. Sure. But there's a bolt on top of our deck. So we will bolt the last Swiftspear. And die? I think that's just dead. Because we can't fetch Shock to play out the Sprite Dragon. We have no answers to this Death Shadow. Yeah. Just dead. Alright. Honestly, we don't have much of a sideboard for this matchup. Not really. We'll bring in the Angers, I guess. Deal with the Swiftspears. I don't even know if that's good enough. Force Negation doesn't seem great. We'll answer the Boil, so we aren't going to cut all of them. Go down a Charm and a Force. Call it good there. Try that out for size. This is not a matchup I really had in mind when I was making this sideboard, though. I should have. I didn't. What would we have in the sideboard for this matchup? Blue-red's not great at permanent kills. Spells. Turn 1 Delver. Plus Protect Delver. Seems great. Delver. Chaos. What you got? Monastery Swiftspear. Sure. That's not a big deal. I don't care much about that. I'll take my 1. What are we looking at? Serum Visions? Yes. We are going to fetch out a tapped land. Do we get a tapped land? Yeah, we'll just get a tapped land here. Cast the Serum Visions. Bottom both, I think. And attack for 3. Now we have Force Negation pitching Sprite Dragon with Archmage's Charm as well. So in a pretty decent spot. I don't hate where we're at here. They have a Mishra's Bauble. Looking at themselves, so they probably have a fetch land. Makes sense. Bomat Carrier. Not gonna lie, that's not what I was expecting. Yeah. Sure. So now their Scourges are 5/5s. They like the card on top. Yeah, we'll fast turn. Pass the old turn back. Now we'll probably force pitch and deprive and have Archmage's Charm up at the same time. I would like to get the Sprite Dragon down. A second Beaumont, sure. If this is what they're doing on our end step, we're going to Archmage's Charm to draw 2. Yep. Death Shadow. Would we rather draw 2 or... Nah, we'll counter this. Because we're winning the race right now. So now we can Sprite Dragon plus hold up Deprive. And so we'll attack them down to 5. If they whatever spell they cast, we counter, and then they're dead. So, let's see. Let us see. They're down to 4. Are they shocking down to 2? Okay, I was like, that seems like a mistake. That does not seem like a great play, opponent. You shouldn't shock down to 2. Inquisition of Kozilek. We will force pitch Sprite Dragon for that. Keep Deprive in our hand here. Lethal on board. Deprive for any removal spell they might have. Yeah, sure. They draw. Looking at the 2 cards. They have Temur Battle Rage, Karaxa, and Night Whisper. All of those are great to know about. Not gonna lie. That went decently well for us. They have Beaumont Carrier. I think we just run it back. Hope to do the same thing. Opponent's probably bringing in more removal, which is bad, but, you know. It's okay. It's okay. We are under 5 hours to New Year's, chat. I repeat, under 5 hours to New Year's. For me. For YouTube in the future, it doesn't matter. It's already 2021. This hand's great. This hand's... Yeah, I like this hand. If they have turn 1 disruption, or a Thoughtseize or something, which is looking like they do, they probably take the Delver and we don't have our clock anymore. Oh, just a Beaumont Courier. Sure. Easy peasy. No problem. Sprite Dragon. So we have a threat. Opponent's probably going to kill our threat. But we just follow that with a Sprite Dragon. Ba-da-ba-ba. Opponent's down to 15. That seizes us. Sure, opponent. I don't know what you're going to take here. Honestly, I don't know what I would take. Cryptic Command's obviously the most powerful card in this hand. Sprite Drag. If you have a removal spell, you take the Sprite Dragon, you kill the Delver, and then you hope we don't draw another threat. If you don't have a removal spell, I think you take the Deprive, you say. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Opponent attacks with a Beaumont. Now we have a very interesting predicament. We could block with a Delver and make them pick between the 4 cards in their hand or the 2 that are exiled. And then we untap and play Sprite Dragon. Or we can just take our 1, fetch shock, play Sprite Dragon, pass. Hopefully flip the Delver. I think the Delver flip is just too much to say no to. If we can blind flip a Delver. Which, you know, we play like 30 spells in our deck. So it's like 50-50. Serum Visions, that blind flips a Delver. So now we fetch Shock. Get ourselves a Steam Vents. Play the Sprite Dragon. Attack for 4. They have a removal spell. Shucks. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. If they had a removal spell, they should have taken Sprite Dragon with that Thoughtseize, I think. They have Death Shadow. Yep. And that's unfortunate, not gonna lie. All of our answers, or all of our threats have been answered. Can we draw Anger of the Gods? Anger of the Gods right here would be great. Except it wouldn't kill Death Shadow, so maybe not great. Let's go get an island here. Cast Serum Visions. You know what works, chat? Our opponent hitting us here and then us taking their Death Shadow. These are legal plays. These are a thing I can do. It's something I'm going to do here. We're going to hold up Spell Snare in case they have like a Scourge or something. So they can fetch Shock and do a lot of damage to us. But yeah, they have a Beaumont Courier going away. Doing his thing. There you go. I was like, are they not using their Death Shadow? Because they should. So they had us down to 8. Which, sure. We untap here. We go ahead and play that their Flooded Strand. And unless their last card is really good, I'm pretty sure they're throwing it away to Beaumont here. Or at least they should. They don't. Interesting. At the beginning of combat, gain control of this. Hey opponent, you know what works both ways? My Death Shadow, which is now a 5/5. This is great. Hey, how you doing? You want to attack? Yeah? One of those is definitely a removal spell. Making our opponent use one of their removal spells on their own Death Shadow feels pretty good. They had a Lightning Bolt in hand, sure. They didn't want to do that anymore. Play a Scourge. Play a Scourge. Do it. Yes. Perfect, opponent. Perfect. If we fetch Shock here, go down to 5. We have lots of outs of killing our opponent right here. If they don't have a removal spell. Scourge, sure. They have a 12/12 Scourge. That does technically beat my 8/8. Oh. Huh. We are so close. If they didn't have the second Scourge there, they'd just be dead. Which is sad. But I think we're just passing. This is a very close game of Magic. Very close indeed. Swift Sphere, sure. I don't care much about that. 3 mana for a what? What is opponent playing 3 mana for? Put Lurrus into their hand? Maybe. Kolaghan's Command. 2 damage to any target, return target creature. Counter target spell, tap all creatures your opponents control. That spell, tap your creatures. Now, unless the last card you have in hand is a creature, you're dead. Your Death Shadow's killing you right now, my friend. Whew! That was a good game of Magic. Stealing their Death Shadow and putting myself down to 5. These are lines I never thought I would play with this deck. But it works. 2-0. These are not easy wins, though, Chad. These have been some hard-fought nonsense. The stream says not sponsored, but exists because of Smirnoff. Strawberry kiwi fruit juice alcohol. It doesn't taste like alcohol at all. It just tastes like would love to play first. Turn 1 Delver into turn 2 Sprite Dragon. Sounds great. We will keep. Opponent's mulliganing. We'll just get a basic island here. Play our Delver. Pass turn. Just a tap land, he says. Interesting. Force negation? I would love to reveal force negation. Thank you for asking. And we will attack for 4 against some sort of green-white deck. Probably Heliod combo if I had to guess, but who knows? We'll find out. We will opt here. Increase the clock speed. Looking for a land. Sure. Second opt's fine. Second opt finds. It's a land, and it's a tap land. We don't have much plans for a mana, plus we have Deprive to pick it back up later, so I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it. We attack for 6. They have Eladrami's Call. Sure. Revealing a Heliod. Yeah. But they're at 10. Don't think we can cast 4 spells next turn. They're at 9. Bolt off the top? Let me find a bolt off the top. They're just casting Heliod? Sure. It's not going to do a ton here. Bolt off the top. Shucks. Okay. We'll hold up our counter magic. We'll attack for a 6. Putting our opponent to 3. And pass the turn. We have 2 counter spells of our choice up. There's not a ton our opponent can do. Spike Feeder. No. Stop it, opponent. Seek help. Alright. That's a quick and easy win. We bring in our removal. We bring in these Aether Gusts. What don't we want in this matchup? We can probably cut the Force Negations. Eladrami's Call plus the 1 mana ramp. Utopia Sprawl. That's all the creatures they play. Or non-creatures they play, probably. Maybe Coco or something. Need 3 cuts here. We could probably trim. turn the Deprive. Deprive on the draw isn't great. Got to pick up our lands. It's a bad turn 2 counterspell. This feels like a pretty good matchup for us. I'm not sad about it. This feels like a pretty great hand. Pretty easy keep. Opponent mulligans a 6. Unfortunate. If our opponent has a turn 1 mana dork, we bolt it. If they don't, we just cast Serum Visions. Opponent down to 5. We'll just play Island Serum Visions here. 2 Archmage's Charms. We'll draw the Cryptic Command. I'm okay with that. We need to find a land for the Cryptic Command, but that's okay. We'll get there. Don't think there's any way they can go from nothing to comboing us, so we can just play that tapped. They have the Utopia Sprawl, no problem there. We're just chilling. Opt's fine. See what they have. If they don't cast anything, do we care about this? Do we care about this? I don't think we really do. We can use our Archmage's Charm to draw 2, looking for a land. Target player draws 2 cards. Us. Hey, look, that could also technically be a remove. Wow, didn't find the land. Huh. This is awkward. Opt. Counterspell? Alright. That's a wee bit awkward. We'll discard Sprite Dragon and a Bolt. Opponent does not have double green. Okay, opponent has double green. We draw Aether Gust. We can probably cast a Delver with Aether Gust there. With Aether Gust and Deprive up, Delver's safe. And it gives us a nice clock to start working with. Collected Company. How about you don't? I was gonna say that's a good reason to keep Force Negation in, but it's very rare they're gonna Coco on our turn. Woof. Alright. That's rough. That is a rough series of plays. What are we revealing? Yes, we'll reveal Cryptic Command. We will play our island. We'll start attacking. And we will hope there's a land somewhere around our deck. Choke's a good reason for Force Negation to come back in. Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, that takes care of our Delver. Unfortunate. We are getting thoroughly torn apart this game. Okay. So we found the second island. So we can pass Aether Gust to choke on their end step. And then be fine. Sure. These are all fine. Yep. Yep. Skyclave becomes a 3/3. That's not a big deal. End step. Gust the choke. Where do they put the choke? Choke me like you hate me. On the bottom. Sure. We'll untap, draw. Mystic Sanctuary. Let's target Aether Gust here, eh? We're gonna pass a turn. If they want to spend 2 mana to give their Skyclave. Hi Larry, thanks for lurking. I appreciate it. Anyways, if we want to spend 2 mana to give their Skyclave next or lifelink next turn, that's fine. Because it means we get to kill it again. Are we still doing Among Us tonight? We should be, yeah. As long as everyone's still down. Yay, we have a 1-1. Alright, we're a good spot now. We're fine. Are you going to be down to play Among Us later tonight, Larry? Mr. Mochi Senpai? Yeah, I am. Cool. Yeah, I'll hit you up. I don't know how long I'm gonna go for, just an FYI. That's fine. I would like to draw 2 cards, please. Wonderful. Thank you. I would like to find more creatures that do things. That'd be cool. Spell Snare. Put on top. Put on top. We'll discard this Anger of the Gods because it's not doing a lot. Yuke better be in it. Yuke is doing stuff with his family tonight. He said no, sadly. You can go harass him if you want. I already tried though. It didn't work. Horizon Canopy. Sure. If you have anyone you want to invite, you can too later. I don't think we have a full team yet, so. Hit anyone else you want. We will draw this Delver of Secrets. We will play this Delver of Secrets. I don't think I have anyone else. That's fine. I think right now we have Coffee Demon, you, a couple of my IRL friends, Slibs that he might be joining, Ocean, if you know who that is. She said she's probably in. Giver of Ruins. Sure. Goatchin. I didn't know everyone loved Ocean so much, but she's like widely beloved by like everyone I've talked to. I just met her. No idea who she was until Yuke introduced us. Yeah, she's super cool. Yeah, she seems pretty chill in our brief conversations. That's why I hit her up for Among Us. Opponent's Dismembering. Sure. We just have so much, it doesn't matter what our opponent does. Arbor Elf? Sure. Ranger Captain of Eos. Less sure on that one. Let's counter that. No, sir. Stop it. Get help. We're going to go ahead and kill that Arbor Elf. Untap. Play our land. We are on the 6-turn clock, chat. 6-turn with a handful of counter spells. Things are going well. Skyclave Apparition. Counter target spell, draw a card. Don't you get rid of my clock. Bad opponent. Let's go ahead and go get our Mystic Sanctuary. Put Lightning Bolt back on top. And our opponent scoops it up. Hey, look at us. 3-0. Blue Red Delver. Ugh. Someone messaged me on Discord. Who done did it? Who done did it? Chan done did it. Chan also will not be playing with us. Which is sad. Hi, Clobear. Larry, all of our friends have these weird things called plans for New Year's. Who does that, man? I just sit here and stream Magic. Plans for New Year's. It's like these people have friends or something. What's up with that? People to hang out with. Ew. Disgusting. How dare you? Oh, we found an opponent. Let's keep beating people up with Delver. We lost a die roll? How dare we? This hand's fine. Like, it's 5 lands, but Serum Vision's a good card. Against Tron. This hand's not great against Tron. Not gonna lie. On the draw against Tron, we definitely need something a little bit better. That's better. Do they have just natty turn 3 Tron? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Oh, they're casting a Chalice on 1. Alright. Definitely didn't keep a Delver on top or anything. That's not a thing that happened. Do they just have in their hand turn 3 Tron? They do. Oh. It's that kind of Tron. We're still dead here. But good to know. These don't do anything. Cleansing Wildfire also doesn't do a lot. But Spell Snares doesn't look like it's doing a ton. And Force Negation doesn't look like it's doing a ton. Honestly, I think I want Abrades over Force Negations. Do I want to leave 1 Force in just for GP? Bolt seems not great. A lot of their stuff isn't boltable. Is there anything better than bolts in our board? Maybe we go 2 Force Negations and 2 bolts. Split it like that. I don't hate that. Let's do that. I would love to be on the play. Thanks for asking. This is fine. See if our opponent decides to mulligan. If we draw a land as our next card, we can Delver plus Serum Vision to set up our Delver. In case it doesn't flip on turn 1. But, you know, Delver flips on turn 1 all the time, so that's cool. We'll fetch Jacques here, cast our Delver, pass the turn. Opponent has a tower again. We draw Lightning Bolt. I would love to reveal a Lightning Bolt. Play another Delver and tap land. Attack for 3. So opponent just has again natty turn 3 Tron. Chalice on 1 again. That's okay. We've already cast our Delvers. We drew another one. So we can start attacking. We are attacking for 5 here. This is not a small clock. If they have Walking Ballista, we are sad. If they have Natty Tron into Walking Ballista, we are very sad. Because then they just hit our entire board. Sure. Sprite Dragon has when you cast, so if we don't draw anything worthwhile, we can just cast these these cards, make our Sprite Dragon a 3/3. Is that what they got? They get Eldrazi Tower? Oh, they got mine. Why'd they get mine? Alright, let's flip you, Delver. Flip. So we now have quite the clock. We cannot cast any of our spells, but we have 3 lethal attackers. And there's nothing they can do about it. Nice. Do we want Force Negation over some of these 1-drops? Maybe Force is just better than Bolt entirely. Can stop Chalice on 1s, which kind of wrecks our deck. Well, originally wrecked our deck. We've gotten 5 of our 1-drops out of our deck. We used to have 17 1-drops in our deck. Now we only have 12. Progress. Yay. What do we got? Give me a good, aggressive opening hand. This is not the opening hand I was looking for. Pretty easy mulligan. This is a bit awkward, but I think we keep it. Put a Mystic Sanctuary at the bottom. We'll Delver on 1. Dang. Opponent with just the Nat good hands. Doing it like... making it look easy, our opponent is. Opponent kept a 1-lander. Okay. We don't flip our Delver, but that's okay. If our opponent stumbles like they are, if we flip our Delver next turn, we probably don't lose. Let's see here. Scalding Tarn. Unfortunate card to not hit. Well, we will attack for 3 and then leave up our counter magic forever. Scalding Tarn at least probably guarantees we flip one of our Delvers at next turn. We look at the Delver. And our opponent never found a land and scoops it up. Alright. Chat, can we hit a 5-0? Can we 5-0 with Blue-Red Delver? That is the question. That is what we were about to do. So we played Tron and Eldrazi Tron. We played Green-White Company. And we played... what else did we play? Oh, Death Shadow. Death Shadow, Company, E-Tron, and Normal Tron. I'm going to write this down. Chat. Blue-Red Delver wins. Death Shadow, E-Tron, Tron, and Green-White Heliod combo. Alright. Things are looking good. If we can find an opponent, we can see if we can end the New Year's with a 5-0 with this deck, which would be quite neat. It's been a long time since I went undefeated in a league. But this deck just seems pretty well positioned in the format. We haven't played any Uro decks, which might be rough. We'll see, though. We will see. If we ever find an opponent. Hi, Chloe. Hi, babe. How are you? How are you? Yeah? Yes. She's a good girl. Yes. Such a good puppy. Such a good puppy. Oh, we have an opponent. We lost a die roll. Bad start. We have a pretty good hand, though. We'll keep this. Death Shadow? Feels like Death Shadow. Took one of our Delvers. Sadness. We drew another Delver. Doesn't matter. The Delvers will rise, chat. The Delvers will rise. Definitely another Death Shadow list. Sure. Would you like to take my Delver again? It was right the first time. It's gotta be right the second time, right? No, they take Archmage's Charm. Bolt the Delver. Shucks. Play a tap land. Play a Delver. Pass the turn. Like a red source? We would like land in general, but a red source would be really nice. It's, what do we got? Mystic Sanctuary. That's a wee bit awkward. And by a wee bit, I mean very. We now cannot bolt this Magmatic Channeler. Opponent's not playing Lurrus, which is worth pointing out here. I think we're dead. Feeling pretty dead here, chat. Opponent has torn us apart pretty well. Neither of these matter because we're going to fetch, shock, get our Sprite Dragon down. It is a little late, but who knows? Maybe with the help of a Cryptic Command, we can go the distance. Discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then choose one of them you may cast. So basically, it lets you draw 2 cards a turn, or lets you draw a card a turn with some card selection. Oof does. Yeah. I think we're dead. It makes sense. That's why our opponent's not playing Lurrus. I'm going to say we're dead here. We can bolt the Liliana and take one more hit and hope that's okay. I don't really know what we're doing or what we're playing against. Is this just black-red mid-range? Feels like black-red mid-range. Maybe Cryptic Command's a good enough card to pull us Dragging and Screaming. Cryptic Command's not a good enough card to pull us Dragging and Screaming. Discard the Bolt. What do we do? So we Cryptic Command, tap their team, draw a card. So we tap that down. It's gone. They tick up their Liliana. We discard Archmage's Charm. They discard a Bob. Sure. I don't see how we're getting out of this. They tore us apart pretty well. We get to cast their thing again. We get to cast 2 things. Seasoned Pyromancer. Very nice. Hi, Simba. We'll keep the Serum Visions because it's probably better. Well, those definitely don't do it. And we're dead. All right. Black, red, mid-range. Anger seems good against all our little creatures. Deprive doesn't seem great. Force doesn't seem great, as they are both just card disadvantage. Do they use a graveyard? Do we want relics? What would we want relics over? These are the questions we must ask ourselves. Cut another Deprive and another Force Negation, because those don't seem great. And maybe just 2 relics is fine. Let's try that. Would love to be on the play. Thanks for asking. Would love to mulligan this hand. Thanks for asking. This seems fine. Put the second Sprite Dragon to the bottom. We'll just cast this relic, pass a turn. Do we leave up Op plus Spell Snare? Odds of them having a removal spell super high. I think we just leave up Op plus Spell Snare here. I think currently we're just hanging out. Exile that opponent. Go away. Stop it. Do they splash white for something? Lingering Souls, maybe? Paid off for our choices. Because that is a great exchange. Cryptic Command without lands is bad. Now we can start going to town with our Sprite Dragon. But keep emptying their graveyard because I don't know how much it matters, but they might play like a Croxer or something, so it might matter. We don't know. We are unaware. Channeler, sure. Fatal Push, not great for us. Are they a Blood Moon deck? Even if they are, it's not a big deal. We'll cast that. We'll put that into play. Do this. End step, we can opt. Or we can Snapcaster opt them, or we can snap Spell Snare if we need to. Both are valid plays. Oh, yep. It's a problematic card. She ticks up. We will discard this Anger of the Gods. They attacking for 1? They are attacking for 1. Okay. I'm okay with that. Snapcaster Mage gets to come in here and opt. The opt. Don't cling to dust me, bro. Thank you. Much appreciated. We'll put that on bottom. We put that on bottom, game. And we'll leave this one cracked. We don't get to kill Liliana here, but she's not going to be looking great. She won't be able to minus at all, which is good. A Liliana that can't minus is good. I'll take care of one of those. Eventually we'll be cashing this in for a card. We have nothing that we want to get back with Mystics. Did we not play a land last turn? Kroxa. You should have Liliana ticked up before you Kroxa, opponent. Would have been the smarter play. Now your Liliana tick up just hits you if you tick up your Liliana. Double Kroxa? Dreadbore. Yeah, that's kind of rough. Let's turn this into draw a card. Oh, man. This is the death of the 5-0 dream. Flooding out in our 22 land deck. It's not what you want to see. Maybe they'll draw like crap. Maybe the top 3 cards of their library are really bad. And they hit a Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah. Yeah, feeling very dead. Feeling very, very dead. Oh, they hit another Magmatic Channeler. Great. Alright. We'll take the 4-1. The 4-1's still pretty good. We'll go open up our chests. 55 play points. An avatar of Fathus Shadowcat Familiar. All of these cards kind of suck when it comes to price. Unfortunate. We do have a cool avatar. I don't know how to make it my avatar. Oh, get that out of the deck. Get that out of the deck. How do you make that my avatar? Anyways, hold on. Before we get off track. Oh. No one got to see any of that because I forgot to hit a button. Whoopsies. I'm bad at streaming. List felt good. 4-1, pretty good. Lost to the black-red mid-range deck, which I don't think we drew the best, especially that second game. We just never found anything great. Changes I would make. Maybe turn a Deprive into a Cryptic command. Also, Magmatic Sinkhole is a list or is a card I've been thinking about. I don't think we need 3 Deprives. So turn this Deprive into either Magmatic Sinkhole or the 4th Cryptic command. Either or is pretty good. And figure it out from there. The rest of the deck I think is pretty good. The Delvers and the Sprite Dragons felt like really good threats. There were mini games we just beat our opponent down and it was nothing. Archmage's Charm is insane. Stealing a Death Shadow and killing them with their own Death Shadow was just the greatest part of this league. 8 spells or 8 draw spells. You know, I kind of want to play test with Thought Scour. Probably in the Serum Vision spot. Thought Scour is good for Snapcaster Mage. It's good for Mystic Sanctuary. Draws cards. Another instant speed draw card. Might be worth it. Who knows? Sideboard wise, Maybe these fries right here aren't worth it. I don't know. We didn't play against any control decks. It does take care of all the planeswalkers we want to take care of. Narsets, Bolt to Fairies, which are the big ones. So if we ever play against a control player who is playing those cards, Fry would be phenomenal. Otherwise, I don't know. I didn't get to test with it. Relic was good. Aether Quest was good. Anger of the Gods probably should be something else. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't feel good at any of those moments. Maybe turn the Anger Gods into 2 Magmatic Sinkholes. Sounds fine. Just more targeted removal. But yeah, that's the list. Felt good. Played good. YouTube, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.